Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to ELA for today. Today we're going to be doing a mini lesson on modal auxiliaries. And this is how you spell it because I know that's a hard word to spell. Today you're going to learn how to use modal auxiliaries in sentences. And you're going to learn how to do it correctly. So modal auxiliaries is a fancy name for special helping verbs. So not unlike action verbs, they're helping verbs. Their job is to help the main verb by showing various conditions. And these conditions are ability, advice, need, obligation, permission, request, and possibility. So what's that mean? So ability means you're able to do something. Advice, you're giving someone advice. A need or an obligation is something that you must do. Um, you can ask permission or like grant a request or ask for or request something. Possibility is something that's possible for you to do. And these are some of the most common modal auxiliaries. Now, these aren't all of them, but these are the ones that we're going to focus on in fourth grade. You have can, could, may, might, must, should, and would. Those are the ones we're going to focus on. The first one is can. Can is a modal auxiliary that shows ability. Here's an example. Superman can see through solid objects. Can is the modal auxiliary. Can see is the verb phrase. See is the main verb. Can is the modal auxiliary or the helping verb. Can tells us that Superman has the ability to see through solid objects. So think of something, what can you do? And you can just think in your head. You don't have to tell a partner. Just think it in your head, or you can say it out loud. Next one is could. Could shows past ability, which means you've already did something. When he was much younger, Superman could carry 15 planets all at the same time. Could is your modal auxiliary. Could carry is the verb phrase. Carries the main verb. Could is the modal auxiliary. Could tells us that Superman had the ability to lift 15 planets when he was a young man. So what could you do, but you can't do it now? Think about that. Should is our next one. This one shows advice. If our city is in trouble, we should ask Superman for help. So this is advice. So should is our modal auxiliary. Should ask is our verb phrase. Ask is the main verb. So should advises us to ask Superman for help if our city is in trouble. So think about what is something that you should do. You should do your homework, your classwork. Next one is must. That shows the need or an obligation. In order for their son to survive, Jor-El and his wife must send their baby to live on Earth. Sorry, guys, I'm not a Superman fan. Sorry. Must send their baby to live on Earth. So must is our modal auxiliary. Must send is the verb phrase, and send is the main verb. Must is the modal auxiliary. So must tells us that Superman's parents have no other choice. They have to send their son to Earth. So think about something that you must do. So you must do your homework. So we're going to practice. Which modal would you use? Would you use can, could, must, or should? Superman, blank, fly. Which one do you think we should use? Superman can fly. Number 2, to have pizza with our teacher at the end of the month, we blank complete every homework assignment. Good. We must complete every homework assignment. Number 3, my brother's ankle still hurts. He blank see the doctor. So he should see the doctor. Number 4, Ali blank, name every president of the United States. Ollie can name every president. 5, when Grandpa was on the high school swim team, he blank swam 1 mile in 18 minutes. What would go there? He could. So remember that shows the past. You blank plan your cross-country drive before you leave. You should. So they're giving you advice. So here's our next one. May shows permission or request. May I take your picture for the newspaper? The photographer asked Superman. So may is our modal auxiliary. May take is our verb phrase. Take is the main verb. May is the modal auxiliary. May tells us that the photographer is asking permission to take Superman's picture. Name something you need permission to do. Then ask or say it out loud. Can shows permission or request. Lois Lane asked the woman sitting next to her, "Can I use your phone? It's an emergency." So can is the modal auxiliary. Can use is the verb phrase. Use is the main verb. Can is the modal auxiliary. Can tells us that Lois Lane is asking permission to use the woman's phone. So name something you need permission to use. Now here's the difference between may or can. Both modals are acceptable, but one is more polite. May is more polite than can. When you're polite, your request is more likely to be granted. So, may I have an apple, please? Versus can I have it? And then they're going to say, yes, you may. They are delicious. So, next one, might shows the possibility. Superman might march in the parade tomorrow. Might is our modal auxiliary. It's showing possibility. Might march is the verb phrase. March is the main verb. Might is the modal auxiliary or the helping verb. Might tells us that there's a possibility that Superman will be in tomorrow's parade. So name something you might do tomorrow. Would shows an unlikely possibility. If I were Superman, I would visit the Milky Way. So would, visit is our verb phrase. Would is our modal auxiliary. Visit is our main verb. Would tells us there is a possibility, although unlikely, that I would visit the Milky Way. Yep, I'm probably never going to be there or go there. So name something you would do even though it's unlikely to happen. Which modal? Can, may, might, or would? So you practice with me out loud. Which one would you choose? The weather forecaster said it blank rain tomorrow. So which modal auxiliary would go there? Might is the best one. Good. It might rain tomorrow. Yes, you blank sit with me as long as you're quiet. Yes, you may or can. Number 3, if I were a superhero, I blank choose the ability to breathe underwater as my superpower. I would choose. So remember, it's mostly unlikely it will happen. Number 4, what blank you buy if you won the lottery. So what would you buy? Mr. Harris said we blank have a math test on Friday. So we might have a math test on Friday. Number 6, blank, we have pizza for dinner tonight, please. So you're asking permission. So may or can. Remember, may is more polite. So I have went over what modal auxiliaries are. They are helping verbs that help the main verbs in sentences. We went over some examples, the main ones that we use in 4th grade, the main ones that we focus on. Remember, can, could, may, might, must, should, and would. And remember, they're showing various conditions such as ability, advice, need or an obligation, permission, request, and possibility. So what you guys are going to do now is you're going to go to iExcel and the skills are listed. You can do 20 to 30 minutes or until you have reached 80% or higher on your SMART score. And we hope you have an awesome day. And make sure that you use your modal auxiliaries in sentences now that you know what they are. Good job, boys and girls. See you next time. Bye.